This is Speak My Word Ministries, Travis Zimmerman. The Daily Pulse today is about rejection is so humbling. It is so humbling. You know, the words I want to share with you from this perspective are Jesus's in chapter 14, verse 11. For everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, and everyone who humbles himself will be exalted. Luke chapter 14, verse 11. The specific example is this. You know, we had delivered a series of talks right around just right around the time my father was really failing. In fact, he actually, on the third talk I was supposed to give, my dad died the day before I was to give the talk, and I had to actually cancel on it. But we had delivered these messages, and the comment cards came back excellent. I mean, when I say excellent, we had some good feedback. We also had some good constructive criticism about what to do for next time. So, you know, our whole ministry team felt, you know, very positive about things, and we're looking forward to the next year of having an opportunity to do it again and make those constructive critiques and hopefully be able to present a message that's, you know, even more glorifying to God. So as I was writing back the coordinator, I could tell it was a little different this time, and I got sent to one person, and he said, well, there's another person that's doing this, and the message came back and said, hey, our board, and we're a national board, you know, we're going to start bringing in bigger name speakers and people who aren't local, and I mean, they basically changed everything. And I'm reading this in October, I'm thinking, what happened? And it, to be totally honest and totally upfront, it really hurt my feelings. And I was going to respond to it, and I decided not to, and I prayed about it, and I said, you know what, I know my heart, I've got nothing good to say. And sometimes it's better just to say nothing, isn't it? God already knows what we think. So I ended up putting it in my inbox, you know, and I moved it out in Outlook into basically the archive folder. Well, God's timing is perfect. About a year and a half later, in fact, this week, I definitely heard, you know, sensed God, you know, knocking on the door and said, reach out again. So I searched through the email, found it, and I hadn't replied to it, as I said, you know, not trying to, you know, out of spite, just I didn't have anything to say. And so I replied back and said, hey, we've just done a new promo video, and we've done a new promo brochure, and if it's God's will and he's knocking here, I said, you know, use this. I think this might be helpful for your planning purposes if it's God's will. And the exact same day, the gentleman wrote back and said, hey, thank you, this is helpful, and we will consider your organization, Speak My Word Ministries, for 2014. In addition to that, if you'd like to send us some brochures, we'll be glad to put them in the packets and give them out. So, I mean, look at that. All those things that God can accomplish in rejection. You know, immediately our thought is, oh, I'm being rejected, and there's no good for this, and why me? And you know, it really was a test, wasn't it? And God's timing wasn't perfect. His time is perfect, but for that, it was not God's timing for us to speak in 12 or 13. It was not his timing. And whether 2014 is or not, I don't know. But the lesson I certainly learned from that is, you know, again, relearning the lesson is just to trust God, to trust him in his timing, and trust him to open doors and close doors. That is really what it, you know, when Jesus talks about everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, everyone who humbles himself will be exalted. Let us give that exaltation to the one who truly deserves to be exalted, and that's Jesus Christ. In your name, Father. Amen.